Hey guys, JourneyJohn here, and welcome to the Journey podcast. This is episode 13. I'm going to try to speak in a normal speaking voice, but I am sick if you can't tell. I've been coming down with a cold the past couple of days, so I apologize if I sneeze randomly in the middle of this podcast. McCarty's going to try to help me out, so we'll see how that goes. And today we are joined by, we're going to go counterclockwise, I guess. I think it's the same for all of us, the screens. So we got D-Bear, if you want to say hi.
Hey everyone, I'm Die-Bear.
Die-Bear, god dang it. You even told me in the middle of a raid too, because it's Diana, right?
Diana is my name. My last name means bear. So I've been Die-Bear for 20 years.
My bad. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. Everyone does it.
Wow, starting off.
I know.
Right,
I know.
Mess
Bear.
up my name. Oh, that's right. You can bleep them.
Yeah.
Bleep bear. It's bear. There we go. Nailed it.
Bleep bear.
And then we also have McCarty.
Hey there. How's it going?
It's good. And we also have Wickety Whack, or Wikit.
Yo, what's up?
All right. So, if y'all don't know, this is the Journey Cast. The idea is to bring together different smaller streamers, bigger streamers occasionally, and try to help network and communicate. And we talk about Destiny and streaming stuff, so we can all try to have a good time and maybe learn something in the process.
Just a quick thing.
Uh-huh.
I still see the stream starting soon.
I
God
was just
dang
about to say
it.
that too.
God dang
Yep.
it.
Sorry.
All right,
I
there
was
we
just about
go.
to say the same
And that's
thing.
even the wrong one. I think it's
Oh, that's cool.
is it that one.
That
No, it's
reminds me
probably
of
this one.
Corridors of Time.
No, it's
Yo.
that one. That's the one. I need to change the name of this one. It's just called recording.
I always wanted to be Bill the Conqueror.
Oh my God, I'm so bad.
Oh, Absolution.
Yeah, congratulations everybody.
Sweet.
You grew some hair out.
Yeah, and we got pudding
I
as
lost
well.
some. I was gonna say this is...
All right, man. I did say I was sick, right? I'm gonna make that my excuse today. Yeah.
pro podcast
Fine.
reps.
So we got Wikit.
Good start. Good start.
Yeah.
We got this.
How's everybody doing today while I edit all these things?
Damn, Puddin', you look different.
Hey.
It's the hair.
Is it in cola?
Capital N, capital C. Nailed it.
Is that right? I did it.
That's right. You can never know. You can never tell these days. It'll be different in a week.
Yeah. I'm surprised I'm in the same spot as last time, honestly. Okay. Is it an underscore for you, Di?
Yes.
Okay. Is it? We'll do that. That'll work.
It's in the chat.
Oh well, I only have 2 monitors. Okay, so I gotta swap between things.
2 monitors.
I know. I'm such a noob, man.
I have 4, and I need like 1 or 2 more. I still feel like I don't have enough.
I really want to get an ultra wide monitor. I think that'd be really cool.
Ooh, I've been thinking about that. Like,
Yeah.
I found a 1440p 144 ultra wide that looks real crispy.
Yeah. So what's everybody been up to? What y'all been playing this week? We can go the same rotation as last time. So if you want to start off,
Man, the
Die.
pressure. First.
I know. I could start, but
So Destiny, I'm done with all my armor. We finished it yesterday.
Very nice.
And I've been doing a lot more Overwatch because I've needed a break from Destiny. So I
Mhm.
first started off as an Overwatch streamer. I haven't done any COD this week, and I've been craving some Diablo, so I might be doing some Diablo 3 tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, I kind of want to just do something chill.
Nice. Yeah. Are you excited about the new Diablo?
I am. It's funny because my stream, we kind of maybe watched the BlizzCon last year.
Oh,
together.
is that the one where it's
Um,
like you got phones, right? Or is that the one before that?
Wait, what?
Where they were talking about like the Diablo for phones? I think that was the one before that. Like
That
the
was one
MOBA.
before
Yeah.
that, and we were all like,
Uh,
so I was just waiting for the new Overwatch thing because that's the only reason why I care anything about anything Blizzard. And you never really expect anything with Diablo because of the mobile thing.
Mhm.
But I remember seeing this trailer and we were all just watching it, and I'm like, okay, what crappy game is this going to be for? And then I heard the name Lilith, and my stream saw me go, oh, Lilith, like this is Diablo.
This is amazing.
And then boom, Diablo 4. So I'm super excited, man. Super excited.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Diablo 3. That was the first Diablo I ever played. Was Diablo 3.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's a fun game. It's just I hope Diablo 4 isn't as stale when it comes to seasonal content because I played the story a couple times and really loved
I'm
it
bringing the party
as
to
a
you.
new player, and then doing the seasonal content, it doesn't hold me. So
Mhm. Yeah.
it's very repetitive. It's the same stuff every season. Exact
Is there like
same
a
turret.
battle pass for that and stuff as well?
No, you
No?
just buy Diablo. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking. I'm
What is
sorry.
it, like 30? I don't know.
Yeah,
30,
yeah.
$50 something.
Well, it's got that the difficulty torment levels, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You try to get to torment as fast as possible.
Yeah.
As like XP.
Yeah.
It's a stupid like
I'm bringing the party to you.
just you want to get to ridiculous level as fast as possible and
Yeah, I
run everything.
I really enjoyed there was like a hardcore mode where if you like die you lose your character.
Mhm.
That was a lot of fun.
It's you can-
Permadeath.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
and I don't think I saw it the last time I did it, but I remember the first time doing seasonal content. I thought it was really cool because you'd get like a little thing pop up in the lower left corner of the screen. And like I said, this is my first online game I ever did.
Oh, wow.
And it would be like so and so just completed the whatever triumph or whatever they call them in Diablo, and I'd be like, wait a minute, I'm seeing what other people are doing around the world. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
The first person in the world to do what? This is so cool. So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I know McCarty is an Overwatch fan. What have you been playing, man?
Yeah. Well, I'm back in Destiny. I think have I been on since I started replaying Destiny again? Because I feel like it's been a minute.
I think so. Like maybe not
like once. I think
consistently.
maybe once.
This
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah. So I've been playing Destiny, working on. I only did far enough that I could buy the Warlock glow,
Mhm.
like the ornaments, and that's all I did. I don't really care
Oh,
about
gotcha.
the other armor sets or finishing it. I have enough armor. So I've been working on just like solo flawless stuff, the dungeons, the heroic, like the whisper missions in 0 hour before those are gone. Going through and knocking those out solo just for the hell of it, like. And then doing a lot of PvP stuff right now, just because we're in a weird lull with Destiny in terms of content since the season got expanded.
I still feel like a lull even with this season.
Yeah, I agree. Warzone, been playing a lot of Warzone. Did Valorant last week, and that was cool. Had a really good time in Valorant. Getting back to my CS days of like a slow competitive. And then I am in love with Fall Guys. I've been playing the crap out of it. Got my first win last night. Like Fall Guys the content's just so cute. Like it's one of those that you can lose over and over again and you don't really feel like too bad about it. It's not like playing a competitive shooter where it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's a fun little way to like de-stress. I've actually been really enjoying it.
it's a nice change of pace. I feel like I haven't even played it, but it's like even for just like something to watch, it's a nice change of pace.
It's really good content to watch. I've been watching a lot of like Gathalion and stuff play in the mornings. And it's very entertaining to watch through because I feel like it's just not very high stress.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, Wikit?
A lot of Destiny. I have a lot of things that I haven't finished. I'm very lazy. I like to play with other people, so I'll let my focus go to other stuff. Right now, I have to redo some stuff for my armor sets because I did my Warlock almost all the way, and then I got my other sets up to that, and the stuff didn't transfer over, so got to do that. Got to get 4 wins in trials, and then other than that, man, I love playing old games like Mass Effect series. Last season, when it got a little stale, we went through Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, almost all of Mass Effect 3, so I got to finish up that this season. And then everybody's playing Horizon on PC, so I re-downloaded it on PlayStation, and I'm gonna play the original one, you know, if things are still a little stale. But first, I gotta get my freaking Unbroken title. That's this close to being done. That and what is it, Cursebreaker? I need
Oh yeah.
5. Or I need 3 eggs and 3 bones, and then I'm done.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been working on is that because you have to like hit it in the right week to be able to go in the right incident challenges and missions and stuff. So that's one of the things I need to do this week. Can you send me your Facebook page, McCarty, so I can post it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, let's see. I've been playing some Destiny, basically just Destiny this week. Been grinding out some, kind of doing some of the armor stuff, but I've been mostly like still catching up on stuff I need to do. I finished my Worldline Zero quest. I finished well, I'm on the process of doing my what's that? The linear fusion rifle, the EP, not EP, the Rasputin one.
Oh, Sleeper.
Yeah, Sleeper Simulant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been fun.
I need to get my catalyst for that. I need to grind the prestige, eater of stars, fire stars, eater of stars, fire stars. I need to get the catalyst for that before it goes away.
If you do Eater of Stars, you'll get Telesto and Sleeper.
I know. That's why I'm like, if I could figure out a way to do it at the same time. I wonder if I've got Stadia up on one monitor and like my PC on the other. Can I do this at the same time?
I actually got them in back-to-back raids after grinding them.
That's good. That's
while.
incredible.
That's nice.
And then I've seen other people get them in back-to-back raids too. So your time is coming. Your time is coming.
We did a Prestige Leviathan because I was trying to get the what's the
Skyburners?
No, I have Skyburner. No,
Shaggy.
Acreus.
Yeah, Acreus is awesome.
Yeah. So that's been fun.
Acreus is totally worth grinding for.
That's what I hear. I hear it's really good.
People sleep on Acreus, especially with the catalyst. Like, it's really good.
Yeah.
I upgraded that earlier this year and then just started using it in raids, and it's ridiculous. And it's good in Gambit too. Like I used it for the shotgun quest.
Yeah.
For Gambit, and it did so much damage to the boss.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I also played some Elder Scrolls Morrowind, which is a very old Elder Scrolls game. And I was leveling up my sneaking skill for my character, and you just like leave him in the middle of town and he doesn't go anywhere. And I left him there for while I was working, and I got up to like 97 skill on that. So I like power leveled for that character. And then we've also been playing some Horizon Zero Dawn as well. So that's been fun. I played that on PlayStation. Oh no.
Poor Wikit. A man of many faces.
I'm just gonna just change
no
it back
luck.
to pudding.
Yeah.
Back to pudding. And you know, and now I'm getting Jesus.
This is no consistency here, man.
Actually, just change all the squares to the artist formerly known as Wikit, and so I'll just bounce around and everything will be fine.
Actually, that'll work. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll just change everybody to Wikit. There we go. Well, we'll go ahead and get started on our topic here. So the summer event is officially started for the Solstice of Heroes, and pretty much everybody that's playing Destiny right now is grinding away to get their armor done. So how has your progress been coming along in the armor, and what do you think of the armor, how it looks, and what do you think of the glows? I know, Dai, you said you finished it already. Like a champ.
Yeah, all three. We worked smarter, not harder. And then yeah. And then a friend of mine told me, hey, you only need to do the last part of it on one character if everything's upgraded. So I upgraded everything, and we went in and did it. The Nightfall was easy. We 2-manned the 1080. And then trials, we were actually helping people with trials yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Did more trials today. So 7 wins. This is a good time to do trials, I think. We went up against some cheaters today in one game, and we were just screwing around doing like, hey, let's all do Outbreak. We were just doing stupid
dang
stuff.
it, man.
Yeah, right. It's hey, let's do like Prometheus Lens.
Oh no.
If more people went into trials just with the idea of just going in and having fun, oh my god, weird idea. And I had to learn how to do that. I used to hate Crucible, and then I was like, you know what? I just need to go in there and be grateful that I have a team to go in with. And I started actually enjoying it. And then I started getting better, and now I can get wins. So, and yeah, I feel like the cheating was worse in Iron Banner than it was Trials. I love the armor, dude. I think it looks amazing. I really do.
It looks
across
really
all 3
cool.
characters. Yeah, so I have the white glows. I haven't dropped bright dust on the colored glows yet. I'll get it on my Warlock most likely, but I'm kind of disappointed you don't get masterworked armor. Just I feel like there's a little bit of stinginess going on there. There's nothing wrong with throwing us a bone and giving us masterworked armor for doing everything. And I think a lot of people feel that way. But overall, I think it's been a great event. I have no complaints. It is 10 Gambit matches is a little ridiculous.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. But I've done Solstice every year that Destiny 2 has been out, and the first year was hell. As a new player, as a brand new player to Destiny, period. Like year one, Solstice of Heroes just kicked my butt. And I had to do the same mission like 15 times, and there were 5 missions you had to do to upgrade, it was just the same stuff. So the diversity of this year, I'm very happy with. And at the same time, you're working on Pinnacles. So you're getting a lot of things done by doing the same activities.
Yeah.
And overall, I've been happy with this season.
Yeah, I feel like they did enough to make it a little bit easier with especially if you do it once on one character, the progress is going to be
progress.
Yeah.
Do you remember last year we had to get 100 bosses in the EAZ?
Yeah, and then they changed it to 50
in EAZ, and we were farming, and it was a problem. And if you got the Cabal event with the Scion that dropped, and you only killed the Scion, you could get 100 bosses in one, but it would take hours. And yeah, so I'm really thankful it was only 20 bosses across multiple things.
Yeah. What about you, McCarty? Have you been grinding out your armor?
No, like I said earlier, I just did it on the only one I care about is my main, my Warlock. And I did it I upgraded all the blues to your first purple set, and then I bought the ornaments from Eververse, and then I deleted the rest of the armor. I have no interest in that grind. I mean, it's almost identical to last year, which again, I have no complaints about because it's a free event. They're doing it as an extra piece. It is a sold piece of it's sold hey, we're selling this as something that you can do this summer. It didn't change anything because they're focusing their efforts on Beyond Light, especially with the delay. And my assumption is Solstice of Heroes would not have looked like this had they had more time or if COVID hadn't happened. I seriously think we probably would have had a different round of missions, but I think they were scrambling with the fact that Beyond Light got delayed, with everybody working from home. My guess is they said, we're not going to waste any more effort on this. It's the end of the season. We've got a big change coming. Let's just basically repurpose more or less last year's. We'll change up the requirements a little bit, update the armor, which I think is the right call. I would much rather they focus on the fall, focus on Beyond Light, give us something. They gave us something and said, hey, this is something you can do. Guess what? You don't have to do it if you don't like the grind. I wanted the one set. I said, cool, I'll grind out to get where I could buy the ornaments. That's it. People will complain about
time to nut up or shut up.
Live service games don't pay for themselves. Microtransactions are here. Cry me a river, get over it. Get a job. I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for or get a lot of bright dust. I don't know. I don't have a lot of sympathy there.
It's the boat saying, get over it.
Yeah, exactly. I was in an argument with someone on Twitter that was like, well, it costs more for the 3 armor sets than it does for all of Beyond Light. And I said, I mean, that's technically true. However, proportionally, they have to charge armor sets in a way that they increase the cost of things in the store. If one emote can be 1,200, then they can't do 600 silver for an armor set, right? The cost is to go up, and also you can't charge $15 for. They're charging less than most companies do for a microtransaction armor set. You look at something like Fortnite. If you want a legendary armor set, you're gonna pay $20, right? So it's still lower than the industry standard. And you
I think it's the same price as all the other armor sets currently in Eververse, though.
Really?
It's exactly the same price. Yeah. Yep.
People just complain. They want to complain. People don't like microtransactions. They want to pay their $60 for their one DLC. They want to never, ever pay for anything with Destiny again, but they want the content to keep coming for free. So, again, live service games don't pay for themselves. I would rather that Bungie makes themselves profitable so they can continue to put out good content. I'll pay for that any day of the week. But yeah, so I did the one set enough to where I could buy the ornaments on my Warlock. I think that's a early sneak preview of what transmog is going to look like. I think you're likely going to have to earn something, and then once it's earned, then you can buy the ability to transmog it to make it an ornament. But yeah, so other than that, I've just been rotating, doing some pinnacle stuff, working my power. Power's not really a factor anymore. Like there's nothing I can't do at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just except grandmasters, but I don't really care. The challenge is not worth the reward in my mind. So
I think it's
playing a little bit here
yeah.
and there, and then rotating with some PvP games.
I like doing the grandmasters just like to try them. Just change the pace again.
Oh yeah, I like to do them. I just don't know that I would grind power.
Yeah, no, I know some people like to grind them, but
yeah,
not I.
That's funny. I do everything in the game, but I don't.
Your hugs.
Yeah, grandmasters are something I can do because I can do it, not because
have
oh my god, I gotta prepare for the grandmaster. No,
Right.
it doesn't take much to prepare because you're capped.
Yeah, it's
Power
like the
level,
same
like
idea as like
anybody
doing
is-
like a solo dungeon or something.
If you're playing Destiny 2 regularly, you're ready. You're
Yeah, your
capped
power's
at
there.
1075. Deal with it.
All right, what have you been up to, Wikit? How's your armor grind going?
It's fine. If I would have just been smart about it and got all my purples up at one time.
Oh,
same
no.
level,
Oh, no.
I'd be fine. I had the one done, and I was like, all right, I knocked everything out, but the trials. And then yesterday, I'd had everything else done on the others and got them up to that point. And I was like, nothing transferred over. So
Oh
it's all
man.
right. The 1080's nothing. All that stuff's easy to do.
Yeah.
But I'll have it done this weekend. But as far as the Solstice event goes, I agree with some of the stuff that you guys have said so far. It's not that bad. It's nowhere near done or as bad as it was year one.
Yep.
When I first looked at it and I saw numbers, I was like, you gotta be effing kidding me.
Yeah.
1,000 of this, 500 of that. But I didn't know that everything was going to multiply. So when you got to that third character, it was done like that. So I was bitching and moaning for nothing. But after I saw that, I was like, hey, Bungie did it right, because I was thinking, hey, if you would have done this, this certain thing, we would have been in great shape. Like just transfer everything over to each character.
Right.
They did it close, but they didn't. They did the last part of it, but not that part. So it wasn't that bad. I only have a couple of complaints about it, but it's nothing major. It's stuff that they could have gotten away with. They could have fixed from last season.
Yeah.
Or last time they did it.
Yeah.
The elemental orbs, those disappear way too quick. If those stuck around like a regular orb of light, I would have nothing to bitch about that. I mean, it's crazy because you're sitting there, you're having to kill some of these enemies from far away, and then you got to haul your butt up there to get those orbs, and then you're either going to die or you're not going to get them. One of the two, depending on how far away they are. Other than that, my only complaint was the trials thing. Trials and Gambit. Do either or. Just like you did for the blue set, you did either or, Gambit or Crucible.
Oh yeah.
The trials part, do trials or something else. Maybe Grandmaster or something like that. Give it to, because not everybody likes PvP.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I'm gonna finish up my Unbroken this season, so I don't really mind it. But there's other people that do.
Yeah, I mean, you could have even done like trials and survival if you really wanted to, but that would still be two PvP options.
Yeah.
Play seven competitive matches or 7 trials matches.
Yeah.
There you trials go. Is just such a mess right now. Like
trials, if you did that, just play 7 matches. 7 full matches.
Play 7.
Don't give them make it win. Game over. Guys, play them. But other than that, that's minor crap. That's something very minor. So it's no big deal, man. This season is way better than the last time.
Yeah.
The last time I only did one character. I didn't even care. I wasn't gonna do more than one. This season, I looked at it. I was like, let's do all 3. Let's get it done. I got time. I'll have it done by the weekend. So it is what it is, man. They gave us something to do. The only other thing that I would see a complaint in, and I've already heard it from some people, when you're grinding out for the new armor, like trying to get those high stats. So far, I've got 160 stat purple. Everything else has been in the 50s or they've been blues when I open those packages.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten anything, but everybody I'm with is like, oh my God, I got a 70, or oh my God, I got a 68. And I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I
I,
think
I opened up
proportionally it should
47
change.
packages and got some good stuff today.
yeah, yeah.
I think proportionally it should change based on how many characters you've done. Like, I think if you've done 3 characters, then your rate of getting above 60 should increase by 2 times or 3 times, whatever it is. Like,
that makes sense. Yeah.
those are small things, though. You can have small criticisms.
stuff.
Like, small criticisms are great. That's how the game and events evolve. My thing is always people who complain about they gave you something free to do. Like, so just don't do it if you don't like it. Like, I like having something to do if I want to do it. This grind's not really for me. I'm not at all that interested in the armor set, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time in it. But I love that they gave us something to do, right? They could have just said, people don't want to do Solstice. We're just not going to give it to you. But instead, they gave us a free event. You don't have to have the season pass for it. Anybody can do it. Like, that's great. Like, it's free stuff to do. You don't have to like it. You can have your criticisms of it, and that's fine. That'll make the next one better. But don't complain that they gave you something to do, or they'll stop giving us summer things because they'll say, well, they don't like it anyway, so let's just not waste our time on it, and they can suffer through the last season before the new update.
What about even, incentivizing people to actually do the whole thing? Hey, instead of spending bright dust or silver, if you do this, 1 on each character, you get to pick a glow.
Mm-hmm. Every time if you do all 3, you get 1 token, or you get 1,500 silver, whatever it is, like, that'll let you complete it, and you'll get 1 free set, right? Like, make it worthwhile, incentivize it a little bit. I agree.
Exactly.
The community has been asking for that ever since Shadowkeep came out. So Destiny the game Reddit is run by Bungie, and they do a lot of focused feedback sessions there, and they have players go in and just that's where they get a lot of their ideas from. And one of the TWABs that I read to my stream one day was pretty much right out of the Reddit one week. And the one thing people have been asking for or telling Bungie is, hey, we miss having reasons to do like a nightfall or whatever. Like, give us that weapon to farm for. And I think it's kind of funny that they're sunsetting things like Mindbenders because it gives us a reason to continue doing content.
The only strike specific loot we have is all getting sunset.
Yeah.
Give us something new, though. We don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Hopefully. I'm glad a lot of this stuff's being sunset. That's a whole other ball game. I'm glad. I'm so happy because the playlists or the weapons to choose have gotten stale. Yeah. And when they said, like, for example, mountaintops being sunset, I've used it maybe 4 times this season. I'm breaking away from everything that's getting sunset just to be prepared and be ready to go. I love it.
Get comfortable with the newer stuff.
I don't need Bungie to tell me what to play, and I don't like it either. I liked it better in year 1 when, well, for me as a new player, the perspective was different because nothing was really meta for me because I was still learning the game. But I feel like since Shadowkeep dropped, metas have not only existed, and there will always be a meta because of the player base, and because of people like MTash who create these videos that people like me watch, and we're like, oh,
it's also just
could be super powerful.
I never would have thought of that.
It's also just the nature of playing a looter shooter.
But Bungie is actively creating metas with the artifact. Like, you will use auto rifles and SMGs this season, or you will use pulse rifles this season, and I don't think that's healthy for the game. And a lot of us have complained about that. And and with Crucible, there's been a pretty persistent meta for 2 years now. And Mountaintop, for some of us, is the only counter we have to those. Like, I can't snipe. I use a trackball mouse. Everyone knows this. I use a trackball mouse because I had
because it's changed almost every season. Because I play Crucible every season a lot, and the meta has not been the same every season. This season's auto rifles.
For me, it's always
last season it was something different. And the season before that, I think it was like pulse rifles. The season before that was sidearms. It's always changing. And pulse rifles are coming back again.
Yep.
But snipers and shotties are still super strong, and they always have been. That's the point.
And they always will.
That's all. There's nothing to change that.
What I would like, and I'm not saying nerf them, but I would rather Bungie, instead of getting rid of something because they don't want it to be meta, I would rather them work towards trying to actually balance than actively create a meta. And the artifacts prove that they've been.
But with something like Mountaintop and its inherent perks, you can't tweak that, and they tried that with Mountaintop.
And I don't want to get. I don't want to get into the Mountaintop discussion. I've had this a bazillion times. I really don't freaking care because, again, I can't use snipers. I can't physically use snipers.
Right.
But the fact is, the meta exists because Bungie is pushing it. That's why people use auto rifles right now. It's a Bungie created meta. Yeah. I'd rather have them try to balance than give us additional perks to make one weapon type powerful. If that makes sense.
The thing is even if you gave all the weapons balance, there's still going to end up being a meta because there is going to be somebody
that Wikit. I totally said that. Yeah.
I know, but there's always going to be a meta. There's nothing that, and Bungie actually isn't pushing us because right now there's weapons out there that will crush people with autos. I can go in there with my last hope and destroy people.
Yep.
I can go in there and with a freaking vigilance and just destroy people with gnawing hunger if I really want. It's just, I don't like using them. You know, I like using certain weapons. I prefer hand cannons and a sniper over anything.
And hand cannons, some of them feel weak right now, unless you have a Dare or a Dire.
I play on console and I play on PC, and the way the two systems are completely different. So I don't think they need to do anything with the guns. You just have to adapt for which system, because on console, I can hang with somebody with a sniper and a shotgun and use other things against it. On PC, I find it harder because the range seems like it's more on PC for a shotgun, but I can counter an auto with a hand cannon. I can't do that on console.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of
everybody's gonna probably say Wikit get good, but you know, I can tell a huge difference between the two.
What do you think about the people who say, well, certain weapons are better for people who use controller versus mouse and keyboard? Like, last word, people think that that's trash for M and K, but they say if you have a controller with the aim assistance, you're gonna do better with that. What do you think of that?
I don't care. You know, you use whatever you want. Like, okay, I hate Jotun. I hate Jotun in PvP.
Me too.
I made even an emote that's a Jotun popping toast for my channel, and I have a command for Jotun. But the game is designed to play however you want. So one person's trash is another person's treasure. It's always going to be like that. You know, just like, what's a god roll? Okay, it's not what is a god roll in my opinion. It's what a god roll is in your opinion. It's going to be different. You know, I may want dynamic sway and celery on my what is it? Oh God, what is the damn auto rifle?
The one from this
Summoner.
Summoner, yeah.
On the Summoner, I may want dynamic sway and whatever it's called. I call it celery. I may want that on mine, but somebody may want rangefinder and Zen moment. You know. It depends, man. I don't think there is a true god roll in anything, and everybody's probably going to be like, you're an idiot, but you know, it's just the way I look at it. Everybody can play the game the way they want. That's the great thing about it.
And the other thing too is, with the way Destiny gunplay is, there would be almost no way for them to change there always being a meta without them completely changing how the gunplay works. And I think at that point, then that's like Destiny's bread and butter, right? Destiny's bread and butter is not only the fact that it's a looter shooter, but it's the fact that the gunplay is probably the best first-person shooter gunplay against just about anything. I mean, you stack it up against anything.
I can't play Valorant because of Destiny. I tried Valorant. I was like, what is this crap? The gunplay is
incredible. And I think that if you tweak it too much to balance the meta, what happens is you have Destiny 2 year 1 where everything was flat and boring. Like when we only had double primaries and you had specials and heavies were all in your heavy slot, and there were no random rolls. Like, so it's a double-edged sword. If you take that away, then it becomes flat and stale, and it becomes a primary crap fest.
I just don't want them purposely pushing a meta like they have.
I agree. What I always say is, I have people that have talked about in chat this too that are like, I have to use this. I'm like, you're encouraged to use it. Like, I use Sunshot. Sunshot's great right now. It's a 150. Like, it feels really good. It's got a nice perk. Like, you can use the meta, and it's going to help you, especially if you're not strong in PvP. Like, that's there to kind of crutch you a little bit, right? But play how you want to play. Use pulse rifles. Use a 110.
Oh no, Ben! What are you doing?
It's not great against a 600 RPM, but I mean, you can use it. There goes the graphics card. It's gone. Hey, steal one of those from me too. I'll take it.
Oh yeah.
Give me my mailing address later.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, I feel like, because I haven't used Gnawing Hunger until this week. This is the first time I've actually used it in like PvP. And I use a lot of, I've been trying to learn sniping on mouse and keyboard, which is hard. It's very hard. And then I also really like to use pulse rifles and stuff.
It took me a long time to get good with sniping, to get good. with sniping on mouse and keyboard, but I'm really glad that I put the time into it. There were many weeks of hating and swearing, and it was not a pleasant experience to get there. But now that I can do it, I'm so glad I can, because I take that into PvE too, and it helps in like a lot of those crutch situations where a sniper makes the most sense from a damage standpoint, but is not always the most convenient. But just it makes my PvP experience feel a little bit smoother.
Yeah. Man, he's just tearing everything up back there.
I was saying bullet shot back there, man.
Yeah. Well,
Stuff for each person here.
back to the Solstice of Heroes discussion. I think, like, I feel like the only big issue is probably the grind for Gambit and also the trials, which is like compared to what we had to deal with last year. Like, I hated the EAZ just because you had to do all those mini boss things. Like, I never wanted to do it again.
It's just games played, right? It's not wins.
Yeah, no, it's just games played.
So I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with them to say, you got to do a few of these activities. You're not going to like it, but you're going to do it.
Just give your additional testimonies. Yeah.
Right. I think the trials wins was a miss. I think that was them trying to say, we got to get the population up in trials. We're going to basically force the population in trials up a little bit.
That's probably why it's good to play right now, though.
Yeah, it's the best time to jump into trials. Because you have so many people that are resetting their cards after game one to work on their armor, because they're not even going back into 2, 3, or 4 games, because it becomes exponentially harder the further you progress.
Yeah.
And they're resetting the cards.
Yeah. I also, what was I gonna say? Oh, what were your expectations for this year? Did you think it was gonna be the same basically as last year? I know McCarty has said it.
I did.
He thinks that.
I thought it was going to be about the same. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because the 100 bosses was a nightmare.
Yeah, yeah.
Bungie has a tendency to have you do things that encourage you to lose the game in order to get it done. And the people who have been helping me get my Reckoner title are very familiar with that. Like, you can't actually optimize your gameplay to win when you have to just focus on getting like a bazillion kills to get like your Reaper triumph done.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's why like AFK and Gambit was such a problem when it like first came out.
Oh, AFK and so many things.
Yeah. And like forges and stuff. Yeah.
I do think that there were probably original plans for, like I said this earlier, I think there were probably plans for some more differentiation in the event this year, because every Solstice of Heroes has been different. So I think that the fact that it's the same says it was a big chunk of time that they couldn't commit to because of Beyond Light in combination with new working from home deadlines. Like, obviously that's put a dent in their regular workflow anyway, which is why Beyond Light moved from September to November. So I think they just said, tweak it a little bit, make it a little easier, give them something to chase, give them a new armor set, and that's it. Like, push it out so we can move on to the next thing.
Yeah, personally, I think their strategy changed with that. I think they were intending to just do the same thing because the Halloween event has been the same. So
I think a lot of us share the conspiracy theory about the Halloween event too.
Oh yeah, I want to hear this. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't have a haunted forest if the new DLC came out when it was supposed to.
Oh,
we have a thunderstorm going.
That is.
I'm actually more curious.
I didn't remember even thought about that.
What the new Halloween event was supposed to have been. If it was coming out in September, like, we would have had a brand new activity for that. So I am actually a little disappointed in that another round of the Infinite Forest, what could have been.
I actually enjoy the haunted forest. There's something weird about having this crazy knight chasing you, kind of like the ogres that you can't kill.
Here's the thing: they're vaulting Volta Glass. To where we're going to be able to play it when the new stuff comes out. So or shortly after. So I think it still would have been the Infinite Forest for the Halloween event.
Possibly.
I don't think they would have got rid of it. And I think Solstice. I think it was planned the way it is. To be honest.
Me too.
This is the reason why. We know Bungie has stretched the time frame that we're in this season. Why is the armor set so quick to get? If it was supposed to be to kind of like stretch out and fill that, they would have probably put the green, the blue, the purple, and then so on. You're going blue, purple, and one other thing on the purple. So I think they had already planned that it was going to be short, sweet, like 2 weeks or something like that. And it
In
was going to be
business,
done.
you don't plan these things in a short term. So I
Right.
100% agree with Wikit. This is stuff that's planned like maybe even a year in advance. It's kind of like your car that you drive is planned 3 years before they sell it. Bungie is not coming up with this stuff the season before.
For sure.
Yeah, they're developing it long before then and then testing it, although the testing is questionable sometimes.
Quote unquote.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe in a closed environment they just don't, aren't posed with the same challenges that they have in the open environment. But
Destiny needs a PTS. I've said this since year one. There
Oh
needs
my
to be a
God, that'd be
private test
great.
server for Destiny.
like Overwatch does.
Warframe does it now too.
And I'm not even sure Overwatch really needs it, but they do it.
That's good for balancing. I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean that's what they need it for. They need, like, Warframe introduced it this year at a much larger scale. They've always had it, but it's always been very, very small. And they've expanded now this year. And that's what Destiny. The problem with that is they don't want to release things early, and so it's a tough bind because you can't have a test server if you're not releasing. They need to do a test server just for patches, right? When you're doing balancing patches, that kind of stuff, like they need a PTS for that, especially the PvP guys who say they don't have anything like enough to try changes or testing. Like, they need a balancing patch they can go into and gives them something to do. And like, oh, cool, let's check out the new balancing patch and submit feedback. And oh no, this is crazy. We can't use this weapon. Like, that's dumb. It's broken. It's broken all PvP. Like, I think that would solve so many of the season to season meta shifts, right? Like, or because once they make a balancing change, it takes them at least another season before they can revert that or buff something else to match it. So if you do a PTS server that you can push those out more frequently, then you can make those changes a little bit faster, but then you're splitting the PvP population again.
You also got to think, though, even doing testing, stuff in the real world or real gameplay, when it's out in the environment and everybody has their hands on it, the results are going to be completely different.
Sure.
That's how people have found the things to break. What was it? What was the gauntlets from the Warlock that you could go in there and 1-2 punch Riven? I forgot what it was, but things like that. They're not going to think of these things,
Right.
They don't. Even a lot of the testers probably wouldn't even think of some of this stuff, even if they had a set group testing it. So you're always, no matter what, you are going to have these kinds of things. And I think in a way, it's kind of good you mentioned the thing about metas. I think it's good that the metas change because it opens people to new weapons, because these other weapons are still just as good. It's just everybody's using these because one person said they were good. That's how the meta actually starts. It's not that Gnawing Hunger's any better than this weapon, at least in my opinion. I can go in there and I can still hang with other weapons. I will break it out if somebody's cheesing it. And, because you have people like on consoles that will buy those stupid little Chronos Maxes or whatever and make it fire ridiculously fast and all this other stuff. And, you fight fire with fire, not using the Chronos Max, but the same weapon. Right. So you at least, mindset-wise, you're like, hey, I'm going to hang with them.
Field. Yeah.
Well, it's also...
At least in your mind.
It's also because it's part of the Umbral Ingram package, so it's like super, super easy to grind for right now.
God, yes.
Now there are weapons that are inferior, right? Like if you look in archetypes, like a 110 hand cannon is not the best choice to take instead of like a 150 hand cannon, right? Like in terms of time, like there are stats of time to kill that say, okay, this weapon is physically inferior. But there are weapons in every archetype that can hang with every other good archetype. There are low impact pulse rifle or a 150 hand cannon. Like there are options if you don't want to use an auto rifle or you don't want to use Gnawing Hunger. Like, but people just get so focused on gotta have Gnawing Hunger. I can't play anything else. Like, no, change your variety up.
I mean, honestly, I'm using
the 110 hand cannon. There's a guy I run into at least 2 or 3 times a month in comp. He rocks a Duke. That's his go-to weapon, and he crushes everybody. He is always top of the leaderboard. It is freaking hilarious, man.
Wicked, I
love
have
it.
a Duke that is stupid, and I just haven't
There's like
been
a
using
range.
hand cannons lately.
I think it's rangefinder, and I forgot the other perk. I used to have one. A buddy of mine that plays PvP was like, "Oh, this is a god roll," and I got one dropped, and I was like, "Ha!" So I kept it in my vault for however many seasons.
I have opening shot rangefinder on mine with a range master.
And it's an ugly gun.
That may have been it.
Yeah, there's nothing pretty about
it. And like, if you get one with a reloader like I have, that thing is just ridiculous. Listen, I forgot about my Duke. I haven't been using it because I've been doing mountaintop and auto rifle, but I
You
might
just
have
got
to
to be in the
whip that
right
out
scenario.
tomorrow.
Even though those
Right.
auto rifles are coming around the corner and ripping you,
I've been
if
getting
you get far
destroyed.
enough back, and you get the right angle, that's it. They're done. They can't compete with it.
Duke Mark
It's a
44,
it's a
great
2-tap.
weapon. Yep.
Yeah, 2-tap to the
It's a
head.
great
You're done.
weapon.
Yeah, hell, Lunas. Look at Lunas. You remember when they changed Lunas and Not Forgotten?
Not Forgotten. Yeah.
Okay, Lunas still crushes in PvP. I don't care what anybody says. Not Forgotten is just as good, but you see Lunas everywhere because so many people have it.
I hate Lunas.
Well, I love that gun. I'm
I want
so
to go
that's
to comp and like get my 500 kills. I finally got legend the other day, and it's like I just hate that gun. I'd rather.
out of all the weapons that are getting sunset, I think Lunas and Not Forgotten are the two that I'm saddest about because I cannot find a hand cannon that I really like compared to those two.
Yeah.
I'm getting crap in chat.
I see that.
Hey, Highlander. Hey, yo, buddy. Here, you use this. Use this. We'll talk. We'll talk.
I think that seems fair.
I think everyone in Sublime should go rock out their Duke Mark 44s tomorrow in trials. Let's go. Let's do it.
I don't even think I've ever used it.
Remind me to
I'm
jump
sure
into
I have
trials
one.
with
Yeah.
anything else because it's going to be a great weekend for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sitting back just sniping everybody.
I was going to
It'll
say,
be all right.
Oh my
Ace of
gosh.
Spades. Ace of Spades versus the Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
and see
Ace
that's
of
the
Spades
funny
and
thing.
Iron
Ace of
Banner.
Spades is phenomenal on PC, but so on console.
Yeah.
And that's what I was mentioning earlier. So
Crimson's the opposite. Crimson's great on console, not so good in
Exactly.
PC, which breaks my heart because I was a Red Death like fiend in Destiny 1. So like I want the Crimson to be better than it is, and it's just on PC, it's just not there.
Yeah.
That's the
Not
hand
bad.
cannon I rocked
It's
to
not
get
there.
my Not Forgotten. Took me all the way to 5,500.
Yep.
All right. Well,
I am getting the Not Forgotten this year. I'm this season. It's getting done. The hard part's done. Now I just have to go like take my lumps.
yeah. I need to work on
Go
that.
solo queue that stuff. Oh my gosh. I don't think my power. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I live in a good area for this, but if I disappear,
It wouldn't be the first time this stream.
we'll do the phone call.
yeah.
I didn't say this. I kicked my camera because I have my cabling's not. It's not in my chase right now. So I literally kicked it and I yanked my USB cord out of my computer. That's
Oh
why my camera
no.
went, I was like,
Oh my gosh.
shoot.
Well, let's hit our last point on this. So, considering that we can earn higher set rolls on the Solstice armor through packages, do you think you'll be using the armor over the next year, or just save it for transmog, basically?
Get a good package, and I'll tell you.
That's true. That's a good point.
Why would you save it for transmog when you could just buy it as a universal ornament now? Because you have to pay for it either way. Like they've already said that transmog is going to cost probably bright dust and silver. Like it's going to be real money and in-game currency.
Really?
And yeah, they talked about that it was going to cost. You'd be able to earn it out and in the game.
Wait, you could do both, like a combination, or you could do one or the other.
I think one or the other. I think
I think like it is right now with
I'm
the
expecting that,
armor
yeah.
set.
So that's why, like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be better. You'd be better to save your time if you just wanted the ornaments. It'd be better to do what I did: save your time, just grind up to the first level of purple and buy it now, because it's the same thing and it has a better glow. Unless you really want that white glow, like otherwise you're better off to get the subclass glowing
I
elements
have a
because it's
bunch
got
of other
the
armor
base
sets I want to
glow.
convert.
I think
It's
the
got
white
hidden
glow looks hot.
glow. It does look good.
Agree.
The
I
white,
like
the white glow is straight fire. It's really good. But like,
To
I
me,
want
it
the
actually
glow.
glows. The others don't really glow that much. This
Yeah.
one actually pops. So.
Need that stasis
And
glow though.
You put a nice dark shader on them, you get that
Yeah.
white.
Yeah, but I do feel
You're all
like
about the bling.
if you're willing to put in the time to like finish it out,
When comes
it
to
seems like
Guardians,
it's
okay?
it seems like it's an easy resource to like get packages because all you got to do is just jump into the EAZ and collect keys and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's an easy method to get high stat gear.
I actually enjoy
Is
things
it?
like the EAZ a lot.
I
more
mean,
than
like post all the grinding before that.
Come on, not for me. Come on, man.
It's easy to get high that armor by just jumping back into the EAZ.
I'll just go on his roof and emote the whole time, and hopefully I'll get one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, either that or we can go into a raid. So.
From there either. I literally have not gotten one thing to drop higher than 67, and I've had 2 pieces of armor drop higher than 67.
I don't think I've seen
Almost
higher
this
than
entire
65.
I've had 2 67s drop, I think, in the last 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons. and they were garbage distribution. So I just off them.
I don't think I have
But
anything lower than a 69 on any of my pieces.
A 69.
What?
Will you play for me? Will you log into my account?
100%. Absolutely.
All right.
I'm gonna join one of the I'll just start doing the recov sites, and I'll start selling high stat armor runs and just
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have any
down.
pieces
I'm
that are lower
first.
than 69
I'm first.
from raids. Like that's where I've gotten them. I think Prophecy Dungeon, I got one piece that was, I think my chest piece came high from Prophecy, but otherwise everything's been like raids.
It's pretty good. All right.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking on my 1360 armor. I'm going to make 3 sets with the best rolls.
Mm-hmm.
One arc, one solar, one void.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of that's already done and it's getting masterworked. I was going through my hunter and my titan today because I don't really play that much, but the warlock, I could get better armor, but she's already got super awesome armor. I still have trials armor to get on my titan, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I just want the armor to last for a while since I'm masterworking it.
Yeah.
And Bungie taught me during Season of Opulence that you want to hoard materials. Yes.
I don't masterwork at anything.
See, with me doing PvP more now, I've been paying more attention to stats since I've been doing more PvP.
I go up to 9,
And
so
the
I can put
Grandmaster
whatever
Nightfall.
mod. I'll go up to 9, but that's it. I will not masterwork it because I never know. I may get lucky and get that piece of armor. It's better than the next thing I do.
Yeah.
So I don't want to waste those materials because I can give 2 poops about a Grandmaster Nightfall because to me it's not as rewarding as it should be for that kind of level.
I agree.
I don't go in there. I don't go into those bigger Nightfalls and all that other stuff because I don't find the rewards for myself personally enough to do it. And for what I do, it doesn't matter. I usually go in there buck naked anyway with barely any mods on and just say F it. And that's my challenge. I try not to use very many mods. If I do, it's like a sniping mod, maybe a scavenger, maybe I'll boost intellect here or recovery or something there. But that's about it. I mean, I don't go crazy. I don't have builds for everything. So
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a completionist, so I do it all. So I will be doing all the Grandmaster Nightfalls. I do all the raids. I try to do all the triumphs, and my clan will be going in and doing a clan night and getting like all arc subclass, all solar subclass for crown, and that's what we do. That's what keeps us interested. Otherwise, I have nothing to work for in the game, and if I have nothing to work for, I get bored.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. Same.
I love the triumph system. It gives me a carrot. And I need that.
I hope we end up seeing the gilded triumphs like Luke Smith had talked about earlier this year, is like now having like triumphs that will have multiple steps, kind of like we have gear that has multiple steps. Like you can do like different versions of your triumph. I think that would be great. I also saw Wild T-Ball's comment about hoarding mats being useless, but typically whenever they vault something, when they've done this in the past where materials become invalid, they give you something for those materials. So it's probably the opposite. I guess is you'll get some kind of it'll be glimmer, it'll be a like weapon parts. Like they won't make it useless. They're not going to make these materials just go away. They'll give you something for your time.
Yeah, just like they did with the tokens. Even though the planets are still here, you could still use your tokens to level up. I still have tokens from year 1 that I haven't used. They're just sitting in the vault.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man, I'm one of those that is just lazy. I just go in there and I play, and all the other stuff, who cares, as long as I can get it done. If I'm raiding, if I'm doing PvP, whatever, I just go balls to the wall and I play. All the other stuff is just extra stuff and fun for some people. For some people, it's not.
I mean, there's enough stuff.
If they tell me phase glass is going away forever, I will go turn it all in and convert everything to shards.
Sure.
That's what I'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be good to know that
I want
kind
to
of
see
stuff.
what they're going to give you.
You're going to get something.
I'd rather be able to just keep what I already have because it's.
I want to see what the exchange is going to be like. If they say you're just going to get glimmer for it, then I'm going to go shard it. Like I'll get shards and other stuff. But if they say, oh, we're going to give you the new Europa material, you can turn in anything of this, and now you'll be able to do a 1-for-1 on Europa material, whatever that planetary mat is. Like great, cool. Then that's reason to keep it.
Have they done that before?
They've done that with some of the legendary mats in Destiny 1 when they did conversions for like leveling your gear. They gave you basically a 1-for-1 of the new stuff.
Okay, that's good to look out for.
So there's been some precedence for it, but we'll see. Now because of people like Glad who can like teach people how to quickly farm like, tens, 50s, thousands of these materials, they might not do a 1-for-1 because it would probably break the economy. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's been precedence of them doing something similar.
Interesting.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is, in regards to an earlier point, is I one of the things I like about Destiny is that there's enough variety of content that you can have your people that want to be completionists and go do the Grandmaster Nightfalls and masterwork all their armor, and then you also have there's stuff there for people who just want to go in there and play and just like pass the time and hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
So
It's the best thing about this game, and it's been that way since D1.
Yep.
That's the reason why I play it.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of hours on this game. There's a reason for it.
I have way more hours in this game than the first one.
Destiny to see how much time you've actually wasted in
I have
Destiny.
like 3,900 hours.
Yeah.
My son looked it up the other day. I will never look again.
There's some things you don't want to know. You're like, oh man, I could have like worked a second full job at the amount of time last year that I spent on playing Destiny 2. Like, oops.
It's like going to Google Maps and like seeing like everywhere that you've been over the past like 10 years, like how it just tracks everything. Oh
gosh. I told my son to hide that site and never show it to his mom either.
There's some things you just don't tell. Yeah.
Needless to say, he's getting a computer soon.
Well, let's hit our second topic, which should be a fun discussion. So we got networking and stream teams. Stream teams and communities are valuable resources for networking and making new friends, but everyone has different ideas for what they want out of a stream team and opinions on how they think they should operate. So what has been your experience within a stream team, and what were your initial expectations for you versus how you see them right now? Whoever wants to go first.
Let's not all jump at once.
No.
Why not? No, I honestly, I had never been on a stream team. I've been streaming off and on for about a year, and I've been doing everything by myself. Emotes and all that other stuff originally. And then I started like branching out, doing all this other stuff. And then when I had an opportunity to join a stream team, I looked at it as, hey, this is a way for me to meet friends, people to hang out with and just game with. I didn't look at it for promotion. I didn't look at it for anything like that. It's just I'm finding other people that I can game with, and if they want to, we can stream together, because I've done that with a couple of people before joining the stream team, and it's fun. It is so much fun because you can give a different experience, because you can have that screen where they see I think we had 4 or 6 people one time, and they could see all those different views of what we were doing in Iron Banner. I mean, it's things like that are great. So my expectations going in was just finding people to hang out with and have a good time. That's what I looked at, and so far that's what it's been. It's given me more. It's given me a lot more. I've had more people come to the channel. I've had more people come and hang out with me. But, the biggest thing is I got more people to game with and have fun with. And nothing's changed on that.
Yeah. Anybody else?
This is my second stream team. I belong to True Gaming, which is one that I've been with for 2 years. And I learned about them through YouTube. They have a lot of videos about how to stream. So when I first started streaming 2 years ago, that's who I discovered. And it's run by a business out of North Carolina. And I have friends from there that I have been friends for, almost the full 2 years. So you can meet some pretty solid people. And the thing about that stream team is it's a lot of older people, like 30s and 40s. And a lot of us have bonded, and we've become like real life friends. I've met a couple of people, and then there's one in Ohio who is like a real friend now. We've met, we talk. I call her if I need advice on something, and she's helped me through some things that I struggled with earlier this year that I'm still healing from. I had some stream issues with some people who were in my community, and it was very emotionally challenging. So your stream team, like Wikit said, you can meet some friends, but it's like any other social group. You're going to meet people of all kinds, and you need to learn to identify who you fit in with. You need to, figure out who's going to create drama and stay away from them. You need to figure out who is there just for attention, who's going to give you false support because they just want viewers. And I've had people, bring it up, like John, you told me that people were interested in, the topic of clout chasing, and it's like that's everywhere. You can't do anything about it. There's always going to be people who want to do that.
Yep.
And when I started streaming on Twitch, I approached it as a business endeavor. I have an MBA. I do have my own personal business, which I kind of put to the wayside because I hate resume writing. But I'm slowly working on transitioning that name that I have the DBA for into a content creation business, and somehow trying to fit coaching into that, or education of some sort. And I think the most important thing is the stream team is not your be all end all. You need to start with yourself if you want to be successful. I've had a lot of people who I've met recently because of the stream team. They came in out of curiosity or through a raid, and they're like, wow, I really like your vision, mission, values, and purpose. And I'm like, thank you. I developed that when I created my real life coaching business. And the stream is used a lot for that, coaching people, supporting them when they're going through something that's hard. And if you do that, it helps you stay true to yourself. I think when you join a stream team, you may kind of squirrel a little bit in an effort to try to be the popular person. That often backfires. You may end up stepping on someone's toes or being hurt by somebody, or the usual crap that happens in any social group. But if you have that vision, mission, and values, and you know who you are, and you have your core community, and you never forget those people, and you're devoted to them, you can get through the crap. A stream team is there just to help you network and meet new people, and you will meet new people. But if you don't put an honest effort into other people, you're not going to go anywhere. Like, don't try follow for follow. That's not how stream teams work.
It doesn't work, kids.
I think everyone on this panel right now puts a lot of time into their personal lives and or their streaming life. And I try to go visit other streams, and I do before I go live, and I do after I turn it off at the end of the day. And, I try to give as much time as I can to other people. But between being a Twitch creator and a YouTuber, I only have so much of my time to give. I don't have a team of people. It's just me. So I drop into the streams of the people who aren't just there in my stream, like actively conversing with me, but people who I think are a good fit with my community. Like, they're going to be authentic. They are not going to jump on an opportunity to knock someone down if they don't like something they say. They're not going to be someone who's a professional victim. I've gotten rid of a couple people out of my community who did that earlier this year, and I was kind of thanked for it when it happened, and I didn't realize it was a problem because no one spoke up. But yeah, a stream team is not your identity. It's just another resource for meeting people, and I think that's what people really need to remember. Don't be fake.
Yeah.
Don't be fake, and don't step on others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll admit, when I first joined, I guess Clan C, I think was my first stream team. I had the idea that because I was part of the stream team, I would get support from higher ups. Where in reality is you have to develop that reputation for yourself before you can get support for you. So.
Yeah, I think in my case, so I am now and have been a part of two. The first one was more of a social thing. Clan C, John's part of as well. Started by one of my best friends, Clintus. It was just something for like this original core group. It was started with just a few people that were just really close friends, right? Like, we started it up. We were all buds. There wasn't really it wasn't a business thing. Like, at that point for me, it was just something like, oh, cool, these are our friends, right? Like, it's a cool team and of fellow buds, right? Like, it's a great place to look to like help support each other. But it was mostly just a thing for friends. And then the second one that is the Rainbow Collective, which I'm a part of now. And it has a mission focus of helping to create safe and inclusive spaces for the LGBTQIA. and that was one that I was excited to join from a standpoint of doing something beyond my channel and my community,
bad place
and
for
doing
this one.
something to like help make things better for other people. And like, so that's what the second one for me has been, is something something it's part of a mission, something that I've been able to support and help to, you know, to be an ally for and drive, creating this, you know, creating safe and inclusive spaces for people who might not have them anywhere else.
All right.
I gotta get John a stream deck. Nice little mute button.
yeah. Man. Yeah, I mean,
Don't sneeze. Don't do it.
No. I'm not going to. I promise. For me, like, especially with this new Sublime team, like, I do what I can to go and meet new people, but like Dai said, it's hard. You only have so much time during the day, so I'll try to go and meet new people at least a couple times a week, but for the most part, I'm going to be interacting with the people that I already know and continue developing on those relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing too. Like I have my full day job, right? Like I manage IT in my day job. That's 50 hours a week. And then I'm married, so I have a personal life, right? Like I want to make sure I give my wife plenty of attention, since she lets me spend all of our money on technology and video games. So that I gotta make sure I delve a nice portion of my, you know, my social hour to that. And then obviously my own content. And finding new ways, not only to just do the regular, which is, you know, running live streams, but also, you know, updating Discord, finding new assets. Like there's so much more that goes into eating gummy bears. There's so much more that goes into a stream than just clicking the live button, which I feel like a lot of people, until you start doing content regularly, you don't really understand. It's not just going live, talking to chat, and then turning it off. And, you know, it's being on Twitter, it's interacting with other creators, it's finding new tweets, it's scheduling stuff, it's, you know, Instagram posts and building out your Discord. And so that's the hard part, is I think you have to be really careful of setting those expectations of, you know, giving to get, right? Like well, I'm only going to give my time where I'm going to get something from it. And it can be a really damaging way to ruin your social interactions, because you start looking at your friends as opportunities, right? And then eventually you stop looking at them as friends because you've looked at them so long as opportunities that was never given to you. And as a result, then you get jaded, right? You get a feeling of, well, this person hasn't done enough for me, or this person hasn't given me what I feel like I'm due by being their friend, or being like, so I try to avoid any kind of that stuff when it comes. It's honestly why I'm hesitant to reach out to a lot of creators, just to avoid that, you know, that quote unquote clout chasing, right? Like I typically only play with friends that I'm not super close with off stream, because it's like, I don't want it to think that it's just something I'm doing for you know, this, for content, right? And that is the one nice thing about being on Facebook, is because I'm not a Twitch streamer really anymore, I don't have to worry about the obligation of people feeling like, oh, is he just, you know, wanting to play games with me because I'm going to drop him a host when I get offline, right? Like, I'm on Facebook, I'm on a completely different platform, a much different community over there. So like, I don't really have to worry as much about the creating a different vibe or the feel of it. And that's honestly been a huge stress reliever. Like I can talk to my friends, talk to buds, hey, let's play games together. Like, do your Twitch thing, I'll do the Facebook thing, we'll have a nice little multi going, it'll be great. Like, but there's not a whole lot of like, is there any kind of expectation with it, right? So it's just buds playing games.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go out of your way to try to like play with somebody, or like do a co-stream and like learn and network with them, make sure it's because you like who they are, you want to be friends with them, and you also like their content, not just because they're a big streamer and you want to take advantage of that.
And you respect them. You're not in it because you're the one trying to get popular. If you don't respect the other person's opinion, you don't want them to, you know, have their own opinion, then we've got an issue.
Like,
and that I see a lot.
Whose content I don't watch because I don't love the way that their content is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you're not going to like what everyone puts out at any point, right? Like, I don't like certain flavors of candy, right? And my wife likes other flavors of candy. It doesn't mean that she's dumb and wrong because she doesn't like the correct things. No, I'm kidding. It just means that we have different tastes, right? And the same thing goes with content. It goes with anything. Like, I have friends who we like different foods, but it doesn't mean because I eat chicken and they eat steak that we can't be friends, right? Like, it means that we have different tastes. And the same thing with content. Like, don't feel pressured to watch someone's content just because you're a friend and you like support them as much as you can, support them in healthy ways, but don't burn yourself out trying to like, oh, I've got to be there all the time to watch this. If you don't like it, like it's okay. You can be friends with someone without watching every single thing they do, because sometimes you're not going to like the things they put out. That's okay. Gotta take the pressure off.
They also got to know that you're busy sometimes, so you can't be in there all the time to watch it. So just because I'm not in your channel every single time you go live doesn't mean I'm
Wikit hates me.
What?
Unbelievable. That's why he's not there. He hates me. Can't believe it. Like, he's got the hat on.
Why?
He knows that my bald spot's here. He's just rubbing it in. He's like telling me I need to get a hat now. Listen.
Hey, I got stuff I got to do. Sorry, man. If you don't like it,
Imagine having a real life. Unbelievable.
I come in when I can. Like, I just got done finishing up my last week of school. Okay, I work a full-time job. My wife works overnights at a hospital, and so I'm watching the kids when she's sleeping. So I'm busy. When I get to pop into somebody's channel, it's the little free time that I have, and I hope that they understand, and most of them do. Hey, he's got some free time. He came in to check me out, hang out with me for a few minutes.
That's a good feeling, right? Like, man, I know how little time that person has, and they chose to come and spend it with me, right? Like, that means a lot.
And there's times where I'm working from home. I'll pull up tabs and I'll drop a lurk in several different tabs. I may listen to one at one point, and then, you know what? Hey, they're doing something. I want to check on this other person. I'll just go back and forth and just keep listening to them.
That's
but it
the
doesn't
right way
mean
to
that
do it too.
I'm not giving you any respect, but just because I'm doing that, I don't expect you to ever come to my channel.
Right.
I don't ever expect to follow from you. I care, but I don't. It's your call. I may not be the right kind of person for you, because like right now I'm struggling so hard not to drop F-bombs, because that is my favorite word in the whole world.
You're not the only one.
Hey, John, how well have I done tonight?
Everybody's done great. Okay, everyone has done fantastic. I really appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate it.
I did too. There were a couple times.
In my channel though, the F-bomb is like the most common word you will hear.
Oh yeah.
So there's going to be, I'm going to one day, I'm going to put it up, but I know I'm going to offend some people, so that's fine, but I can still come in and hang out with you and your channel and, respect that. It's just, people got to realize the follow for follow.
You respect the house you're in, right? Like, in your house, you drop the F-bomb. Like, in my friend's house, I might take my shoes off, and maybe in my house, I don't, right? Like, different houses, different rules. Like, you got to respect the house you're in. I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah. Just make sure you're respecting each other, but just realize, just because one person follows you, you're not obligated to do anything. Just when somebody comes in and follows you, just be appreciative of it is the biggest thing.
Be grateful for any time they're choosing to give you, like, because that time to them might be super precious, right? Like, that might be the 15 minutes they have on break at the hospital. That might be the 10 minutes they have, like, after their kids have gone to bed before they go and get ready for work the next day, right? Like, you have no idea what their time looks like. I have a kid in my community who goes to school, right? It's like, he can only be there for like maybe like the first half an hour of my stream, because it's just when my time is, like, and he always feels bad, and like I have a hard time like articulating him like just how much I appreciate the fact that, man, for that half an hour, like, he chooses to spend that half an hour that he could go anywhere, right? He could go watch Gafalion, he could go watch Later Jake, he could watch any of these guys, and instead he chooses to spend his time like in my stream, like, and that means all in the world. Like, it's the coolest feeling.
Yeah, I mean, especially like bigger streamers are like, they have so much stuff going on. Anytime they like hop in, it's just like, thank you so much for like just giving us your time, because they're trying to schedule stuff, and they got all kinds of stuff going on, and then everybody else is the same as everybody else.
And full-time content creation is not an easy job. Like, that's an 80-hour job, because it's 40 hours behind the camera, another 40 hours preparing to be behind the camera, tweeting. That, like, that's a hell of a job, man.
Just don't feel like you need to apologize to the streamer for not being there all the time. Look, I mean, I'm super grateful when people stop in and say hello, but I also know that, I've gotten off schedule these last few weeks, but I'm a daytime streamer. Typically I start at 8 a.m. That's when I should start. Most of my viewers are at work actively listening to me when I'm streaming. and they don't say anything for hours, and then something crazy happens in stream and boom, they're all there. And so I know they're listening. And if I need something from a moderator who's probably at work, all I have to do is call their name and boom, they're there.
Yep.
But you're not required. You're a viewer. We're here to entertain you. Like, you
Yes.
don't owe us anything.
Yeah, I remember I was lurking in your stream and you mentioned the podcast and I was like trying to find which tab was talking about me and I was like, oh.
I do all the time. I go here like McCarty, be like, oh wait, hold on, let me flip through. Where was the likely conversation that it happened in?
Yeah.
The other thing is, I had a ton of people who had tabs open, but they really weren't lurking, in the sense that I had 4 viewers, but I had like 20 some people in my chat list. If you really can't listen or say something periodically, you're not really contributing by lurking. Don't feel obligated to have 6 tabs open, and your computer will thank you too. Pick 3. And I'll do that. I'll go view people for a while and say hi, and if I can't actively visit you from time to time, I'm not going to have you open. But if I'm lurking your channel, I'm going to talk to you probably several times throughout the day. And some people, I usually actually listen to people. I might listen to 2 streams at once after I go offline or in the morning. I can only listen to 2 at once and really understand the conversations. But on weekends, there's 2 streamers who I watch, and everyone knows that. There's 2 communities I belong in. Those are my families. Neither one of them are Sublime people, but those are the people who get priority.
No.
It is what it is. I know, it's crazy, right? But these are the folks who have been solid. These people taught me PvP. These people support me. We're all a family. We support each other. And while it's not an official stream team and everyone belongs to different clans and stream teams, the fact is this group of people has come together and been very supportive and caring of each other. And we play together. And it's really an example of how a stream team should be, but we're not. I think going back to the stream team thing, you may be a part of a stream team, but don't forget the people who have your back, and don't forget the people who you actually care about. Don't walk away from people because there's something new and shiny in front of you.
Yep.
One thing I wanted to add on with that is when I'm lurking, I'm not going to engage sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that. So don't be afraid to sit there and lurk in somebody's channel without engaging, because I don't have time. When I'm doing work, I don't have time to engage. But I'm listening. I'm actively listening. And I may engage if I hear something. Even if it's something crazy, there's times I won't, because I have other priorities. But I'm trying to show love and respect to these other people that I enjoy. Now, also, another thing is don't expect when you go into another channel for them to shout you out. One thing is, they could be like me. I don't have mods in my channel all the time. Okay? I have very few mods. If I'm gaming and I'm doing stuff, I may not be able to give a shout out for a while. I may not even be able to, because I'm so busy doing the other stuff. Yes, I'm thanking you for coming into my channel. I will openly say that. Say thank you for coming in here. How's your night? All that other stuff. But I may not shout you out. Don't expect a shout out every time you go into someone's channel. There's going to be times where that's going to happen, and there's going to be times where it doesn't.
Do people actually expect that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is such a weird
There's
practice
people that
to
will
me.
jump into channels right before they go live. They'll jump into random channels or channels that, maybe it's people that they know that have given them shout outs before. They'll jump in the channel maybe 2 to 15 minutes before they go live, jump in there, pop a lurk, and hope to get a shout out while they're getting ready to go live. Just to maybe get people to go over to their channel. There's lots of people that do it.
Oh, yeah.
So, don't get offended if somebody doesn't.
For $1.
Look,
I will shout out for $1. Like,
if you have one viewer, if you have one viewer, you need to look at yourself like you're a professional streamer. You have one viewer. Don't shout people out just because you're in your damn stream. Come on.
Right.
First curse word, not really curse word, but kind
Nah,
of.
that's fine.
Wait.
You have 0 obligations to shout anybody out.
Yeah, you shout out who you want to, when you have time, and however you want to.
And when they've done something to earn it.
Most streamers don't shout people out just because they're there. And look, if someone is really, if you want to build your reputation and be known, participate in a chat. have a personality, contribute to the discussion. People know how to click on your name and find your channel. You don't need a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't shout people out unless they raid me. And sometimes I don't shout them out, and I don't mean to, but I said this earlier. I'm really bad about tweeting and I'm really bad about shout outs, but I'm getting better at it. And you don't know. Just don't feel obligated to shout people out. And it feels kind of weird to me when I go into some streams and I get shouted out every night. And it's like, you don't need to do a sales pitch for me. If I'm in your stream visiting you, it's because I legitimately want to spend time with you, and I'm there to help you by chatting in your chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
no,
mean, that's.
you don't owe me anything as a viewer, and I don't owe you anything as a streamer. What's that?
I stole it.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Nailed it.
All right. If I ever come
Nick nailed it,
if I ever
dude.
come back
Yeah.
or I'm allowed back, I am going to first word out of my mouth.
It's gonna be
Exactly.
Well, so we say technically allotted an F-bomb every 30 minutes is what we say, even though, you know, that doesn't happen.
Talkin.
I think I used to watch Dr. Phil when he first went on the air, and he was less dramatic, but like now it's a little too hoochie mama for me. But one of his
Hoochie mama.
Too hoochie mama. One of the things he's always said that I love is you teach people how to treat you. And if you shout somebody out every time they come to your stream and they just come there and they get their shout out and that's it, you're teaching them that they can walk all over you.
And that they
that's
can do
not
that
a
in other
relationship.
channels.
What's that?
And that they can do that in other channels. And they
Yeah.
can go to every
Yeah.
channel and expect
Just
that.
please do us all a favor and don't set that precedent. Now, if you genuinely like somebody and they come in your channel or they're a friend and you're like, you know what? Like, someone did that the other day. I was like, he had just helped me with something, and I was like, you know what, guys? Go visit this guy. He's a genuine dude, someone from our stream team. Great, just super authentic, and I really appreciate that. And I was like, this is a really good guy. Like, if you're interested, this is what he does. Go follow him. And I don't do that for everybody, not even my best friends. It's like, because most of the people who I hang out with are technically savvy and know how to find you on Twitch if they see you in chat. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Right.
don't teach people that you're going to do free sales and advertising for them.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I wanted to like bring up was back to the lurking thing. If you're lurking in 6 tabs and you're not chatting, you just like pop in and like put like the eyeballs there. It's not. It's about the same as like a follow for follow. It's not real support.
Now, Wikit, you come in my stream and you've been there for 2 hours and then you said something. That's different. That's different.
You know, to me, it's different because of the fact that I'm doing other things,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I'm showing support. I'm just
Right.
not saying anything. So to me, that's why I'm fine with somebody lurking. I don't take it as a follow for follow.
No, lurking's wonderful, but I think here's what
have
people don't understand though about Twitch. If you're lurking to show support and you want to count as a viewer, you have to not mute the stream, but you can mute the tab, and you need to say something in chat, which is why a lot of us have lurk commands, !lurk. It's just to show the streamer, hey, I can't talk right now, but I'm here. And
right. That's what I typically do.
Yeah.
And now it's only 3 tabs. It used to be 6 tabs. It's only 3 tabs now.
Yep. But a lot of people just open up a bunch of streams to, hey, I'm here, and then they disappear forever, but they'll be there for 20 hours. Okay, no one does 20-hour streams, maybe. But they're not going to count. They never come back. They never say anything, and it's like, dude,
I mean,
you really have
there's a difference between lurking in a stream because you want to show support and lurking in a stream because you want to get support from them.
Right.
Yep.
And that's how a lot of
different.
people are.
That's totally different.
Yeah. I should have made that distinction. I apologize.
No, that's fine. And that's why I was saying there's a difference between the two, because I don't want people to think that it's not okay to lurk, because it always is. I love my lurkers.
Oh, absolutely. Most of my stream is lurkers. Yeah.
That's the great thing about this is they can sit back and just watch. They don't have to interact if they don't want to.
The other day I had 30 people watching me, and they were all lurking, but they were also all counted as viewers because they had the tab open and they had said something at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think it's important for streamers to understand, like, if you want to count as a view, you need to understand how Twitch works, which is why I brought up what I brought. And then John brought up kind of the honorable part of it. Like, don't just put your name in a list just to be like, oh, hey, I'm here, because guess what, you're not going to count.
And because a lot of the people won't even pull up who's in chat. You know how like we can pull up and see who's in our chat?
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever do that. I
No, I
never
don't do that.
Some people do though. You know, I
mean,
because
it's
I'm
the
not-
same for me for like getting rid of the follower account, because if I see somebody like not there, it's gonna like get in my head. There's like, oh, why is this person not like here hanging out and stuff? And it's just like, that's not the way you should think.
Yep.
Yeah, the only time I've ever opened it is when I've had a problem with somebody that I banned and they were coming in with bogus follows and coming in with bogus accounts. I would have to check that every once in a while just to see if they had one of those crazy names, and I'd have to check some of the names that I didn't recognize. Was that account created within 5 minutes ago or something like that? And then did I have to ban them or not? But other than that, I don't open that. I try not to have my numbers up at all, and just because I don't want to be different. I want to be the same no matter what I'm doing. So, but that's me.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our, I guess, because we kind of talked about we did cover that, right? The best way to grow within your community. And, oh, well, yeah. I mean, we basically talked about that. So our last deal is, as we're going to be meeting new people, conflicts of interest and personalities are bound to rise up. So what do you think is a good course of action for resolving conflicts? And when do you think you should escalate the issue to moderators for the stream team and whatever group you're in?
Oh, that's a good question. Wow.
I would say you escalate like whenever you know, just to so that they're aware.
I think it's the whole, if you see something, say something verb, right? Like, if you see something, say something. If something doesn't sit right, you should for sure bring that up. Maybe, there's an explanation for it. Maybe there's something you can talk about. And I think you should always, I'm a big fan of, you should always talk to the person that caused the issue as well. Like, you can bring it up to like, the streamer and say like, this is, I didn't like this. But I think you should also talk to the person who made you feel that type of way, right? Like, don't do the just behind the back thing where you go around them. Have a conversation with the person who caused it, because maybe they didn't realize it. Maybe it truly came from a place of ignorance, or a place of non, it was, whether or not it was damaging, it wasn't intended. Like, and you can usually feel that out pretty quickly. And
or maybe what you were offended by wasn't about you at all, but because you were around, you thought it was about you, but it wasn't.
I think
that person was dealing with something else at the time.
I think the other good thing to do is like not just like text chat, but actually like voice chat,
phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
like
a lot of intent and stuff that you're gonna miss through just text chatting.
People infuse emotion into the written word, and whenever they do it with me, they screw it up really bad, because it's like, I'm not angry, I'm just telling you how I think it is, and I'm very direct, and people put like anger into that, and it's like, no.
There's another flip side to this, though. I totally agree. Yes, you let the moderators know when you see something immediately, so they can be aware of the issue if it were to ever escalate or anything like that. But then you also have to feel out the kind of person that you're maybe talking about. Have you seen how they've reacted to somebody else maybe saying something to them, say in a chat, or just say you were in a Discord or something like that, and somebody said something to them? How did they react? If they reacted well to it and they were understanding of stuff, yes, you go talk to that person as well. But if there's somebody that flies off the handle, thinks they did no wrong, then I'm all for just leaving it with the moderator. And if the moderator wants to handle it, fine. But it depends on the situation, because I don't have time for other people's crap. I'm an adult. If you can't act like an adult, I don't need to deal with you. So I'll say my piece. If it happens again and I'm like truly offended or truly pissed off, yeah, I'm going to say something to you. But it just depends on how the person reacts, because I have seen some craziness happen, not necessarily in the Twitch community or streaming community, but I've worked with students, because I work at universities. I work with students all the time, and just how, just seeing different reactions, that where you need to go to talk to who. And I take this the same way.
That's a really good point. One thing that a lot of people will do, though, is they'll try to talk about it when someone's upset. That is never, ever, ever the time to talk about an issue. You need to wait till people have calmed down and have had a chance to think about things. Also, if someone is dealing with another problem, like long term, you need to be like aware of that or like sensitive to that when you're dealing with them. And it's never a good idea to go to someone and say, you blah blah blah. You may want to start off with something like, hey, there was a situation last week where, I'm not sure if I really understood what was going on, but this happened, and I'm just trying to understand what the situation was. Can we talk about it? Do it in a non-threatening way. But if your approach is not to address the issue with the person that you have a problem with, chances are it's going to escalate. It's going to become something it never should have been in the first place. This happens all the time. And in the streaming situation, if it's someone who's just super toxic and someone who is really just trying to knock other people down, just walk away. Like, some people just aren't worth your time.
Yep.
Just walk away.
Yeah. And the flip side of that is, I think you should always be cognizant of how you approach something with someone, but I also think you shouldn't allow someone to pass of, depending on what they like. I think there is a level of expectation behind that, right? Like, if someone says something really, really shitty, then they should be told in any manner of, hey, you can't say that shit. Like, that's really shitty, right? Like, and there's
derogatory slurs, things like that. You should be able to lay into that person immediately.
That is a hard stop. Like, this is the line. You've crossed it. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or but. I don't care what the reason was. Like, this is the line. You've crossed it, right? Like, and then you wait and you say, okay, have they stepped back behind the line, or do they stay across it? And I'm not a big person of like, I don't do really the third and fourth chances thing. Like, if I have a conversation with you, I say, this is unacceptable in my eyes. Mm-hmm. You do it again, I'm done. Like, that's it for me. Like, I don't believe in the, and my one of my best friends, Clint, like, he's the dad of all dads in terms of his buckets and buckets of patience. And he will continue to try to teach and educate. And I don't have the patience for it. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you why this was a mistake. You do it again. That's it. I'm not wasting my time on you, because the only time that's really being wasted is mine. Like, there's a time to educate and a time to just say, get the out. Like,
and that's in a clear-cut situation, but most of the time,
most of them are out like that.
The great majority of times, there is conflict not because it's clear-cut, but because people misunderstand what's going on.
Sure.
And there could be 2 or 3 things happening at one time, and you could think it's about you, but it's not.
Yes.
It happens all the time. And if you're going to, and this isn't directed to you directly, McCarty, but like chat saying, I don't give people second chances, but it's like, if that's your thing, and I certainly understand it, make sure you understand the situation first.
Yes.
If you're going to hold it against someone, or if you're going to slander somebody, make sure you actually know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I fundamentally disagree with that stance. My opinion is that none of us are more important than anyone else. So you have to take care of yourself, obviously, but my mental health is not more important than your mental health. So it's my prerogative to try to reach out to you. So I don't do something to affect your mental health or something like of that
idea. That's a healthy adult thing to do. You first need to reach a common understanding of the situation. That doesn't mean agreement. That means that your perspectives are aligned and that you actually understand the truth of the situation.
Yep.
And that is not a one-sided thing. People do not perceive things correctly all the time. That's why if you have 2 people going in to be interviewed by the police, if the stories are exactly the same, the police know that they're lying. Mm-hmm. But if the stories are different slightly, the police know that there's truth behind it.
I mean, there is risk with that.
Lies. Perception's messy.
There's risk with that, with like things like gaslighting. So I go to you and then you try to turn it back on me and say that I was the one that was the problem.
That's not healthy.
Yeah. So it's
not we're not talking about blame games. We're talking about actually talking about a situation and understanding why someone did what they did.
Yeah.
And whether or not it was really about something.
And there's still always the point at which you just cut it off. Like there's not much that you can do.
That's a narcissism issue. My community actually dealt with some narcissists, and we kicked 3 people out over the last 10 months, and it was super toxic. And I'm still healing from one of those things. Every Tuesday is super sensitive for me because of something. I don't want to assign that person as a narcissist, but that person was still in that circle, and it still causes me a lot of pain. And the people who are closest to me in my community witnessed all of it. They understand what I'm still going through and healing from. And yeah, I get a little crazy sometimes because of it. And other people may witness something that they think is about them, but it's not. And I was telling John, when it comes the gaslighting is such a good one, because I've been telling people a lot about this. We learned a lot about narcissism these last couple months. And I didn't even realize I had a narcissist who was right by my side for 2 years until we started learning about it, and I poo-pooed it. But people, like, we had the Twitch Advisory Council form to protect us. We don't really need protection from these, but racism, homophobia, and misogyny and whatever else. And the reason why I say we don't need protection from it is because those are things that you can see. They're pretty blatant. When someone has those viewpoints, you can walk away. The thing that's very dangerous is narcissism. And there's a lot of that on Twitter. There's a lot of that on Twitch. And when you get someone like that in your life, unless you've been through it, you're not going to recognize it. And it can be very damaging. And narcissists do a lot of the gaslighting thing. And they will turn people against you. You can't call them out. I would encourage you as a new Twitch streamer to learn about that stuff. It was definitely a lesson for me to learn, and it's incredibly painful. But that's like the hidden danger of being a Twitch streamer.
Sure.
And there's two kinds that I learned. I draw the kind that's the victim kind. They're like the professional victim. They make you feel bad for them. You want to help them. And they kind of turn everything, into them. It's always about them and their condition, and your show becomes their show. And then you have the other kind who gets into your life by buttering you up, telling you how great you are, just telling everyone else how great you are, and it ends up turning into a super toxic situation. And that's when, John, when you told me about clout chasing, and I was like, I gotta look this up, because I know what it is, but I don't really know like the clear definition of it.
Yo, we chasing clout?
Yeah, like some
all
of
the
this
time,
stuff,
man. Never stop.
The videos I watched last night, he put me on homework, man. The videos I watched last night, only 2 gave me a definition, and the one, it was like, they were like, yeah, so here's the definition, and this is basically a narcissism thing. And I'm like, holy crap, this is what I've been dealing with for 2 years. And again, you need to learn how to identify them and just walk away from them, because you can't win. They'll probably end up just making you look like an ass.
Yeah.
When you look at the profile of a narcissist, it's scary.
Clout's kind of a gross word anyways. It's like clot, right? It's like too close.
Like clot. It's a weird term, but hey, I learn new terms every day. I'm old and I'm not privy to this stuff like
yeah. All right. Well, let's lighten the mood a little bit, and we're gonna go into our guest interview. So we got 2 new people on today. We got Die Bear and Wickety Whack. So what do you all do, and who are you? We'll start with Wickety this time.
I'm just a big goofball. That's plain and simple. I just like to have fun. That's me in a nutshell. I have been battling through some things, and unfortunately, my chat has seen it, and it's helped me grow. But you know what? That's it. I'm here to have fun. That's my biggest thing, and that's what I want my chat to do, and that's what I want my community to do, is just have fun. Playing Destiny, whatever video game or whatever you do in life. Music. Like Boot playing drums.
I freaking love it, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, it is. And
it's great.
You stole my idea. But anyway. Just kidding, Boot. Just kidding. But no, in all seriousness, I just love hanging out and chilling with people and just having good vibes and just being me, being myself the whole time.
Like, yeah, man. Nothing wrong with that. What about you, Di?
No. Who am I? I'm actually a career and life coach by trade. I worked 6 years for the state of Michigan doing coaching for veterans who had barriers to employment. I'd help them overcome things like homelessness, drug addiction, alcoholism, get them in with the right people for treatment, and help them get long-term sustainable employment. And I would work with someone for about a year. And basically I did that, helped them out by helping them build their personal confidence. And the people who came along and wanted handouts and weren't willing to do any work, I just kind of let them go. And the people who would actually take the steps, those were the people who succeeded. So I learned a lot from that job. Like, if you have someone who's willing to put time into themselves, those are people that you can help. And when I started streaming, because that is a huge part of who I am, I wanted that to be a part of the stream. So I've always been willing to help people out and steer them towards the right resources if they need something. Just give them some love and support if they need it, if they're going through something difficult. So it's not just video gaming. Hobbies. This is kind of weird. I have an MBA. I love business. I love marketing. I love process improvement. I'm weird, and I also have a strong science background as well.
Well, props to you, because I'm not good at any of that stuff.
I'm just weird like that. So Twitch gave me an opportunity to fully use my degree to develop my channel, and now I'm actually working on the marketing part to try to grow the channel. But it allowed me to bring in the technical and the creative side that I love. Content creation is just, it's so much fun to me. It's so weird.
He does like to have fun. Look at that. If that's not fun, I don't know what is.
Something I really enjoy.
He had to go take care of some stuff.
Okay.
Oh crap, he's got gummy bears. Ooh. All right. Sorry.
This is amazing. Oh yeah. All right. So, new person. What is your background in gaming? What console did you grow up on, and what were your favorite games?
Wait, me?
No, Wikit.
Oh, Wikit.
Go ahead, Wikit.
Wikit,
Sorry. Well, introduce yourself to us, sir.
It's Mr. Cheese.
Mr. Cheese. Okay, Mr. Cheese.
Oh, okay.
All right.
What's your background, man?
So my background is I'm the complete opposite of Wikit. Wikit is just a schmuck. All right. So that dude, he thinks he's freaking funny. Oh my God, he's an idiot. But anyway, both of us, we love console gaming. Just started gaming on PC recently. Hence why he has so many flipping controllers around, laying around. Doing a lot of old Mass Effect series, Horizon, first-person shooters, Destiny. The mechanics on that are phenomenal. A lot of people tried to get us into Division, and it's just that's not good mechanics, not good gameplay in our opinion. So
I like the shooting, but I don't like the cover mechanics in that.
We are Venom.
What are you doing, man?
If I want to duck behind something, let me duck behind something. If I want to run or slide, let me run and slide. Don't give me this garbage of magnetizing my butt to something and whatever. Anyway, but yeah, that's enough about me.
All right.
Carry on.
And what about you, Dai?
My first console was Pong.
It's pretty old school right there.
That Atari
There we go.
2600.
I'm right there with you, baby.
Then I had an NES, and then my last console was a PS1, and I was a huge Final Fantasy IX person. And then on PC, I played various little games that we got on Windows 3.1 and Windows 95 and 98 and so on. My very first boyfriend got a PS2, and I bought Gauntlet and absolutely loved the game. So then my last boyfriend was into all the Steam games and stuff, which is a whole new universe for me. I never did online gaming. I always did the even the Sims. I never really did any of the online stuff. And I played Sims and Civ 3 and stuff like that. And he got me into, he was like, you can get Gauntlet from Steam, just download it. So I did it, played it, and I was like, well, I'm done. And he said, well, you can play Diablo 3. That's a lot like Gauntlet. So I got Diablo 3 and played that. Never did the multiplayer stuff. Well, we played together. And then he introduced me to Overwatch. And then I met a bunch of people who I'm still friends with and I still play with. And Overwatch introduced me to Twitch because I could get loot boxes by connecting accounts. And then I got a computer that would allow me to stream. And it just, then my Overwatch friends introduced me to Destiny. And that's it. That's my history. It's crazy. I'm primarily a PvE player, but I've been doing a lot of PvP these last 2 seasons because I fell in with a crowd that just kind of took me under their wing and taught me, and I learned how to actually enjoy PvP in Destiny. Well, Overwatch is PvP, but I don't know. Overwatch is weird. It's not like your typical.
Yeah, it's more like
PvP.
team strategy kind of.
It's
I love team
objective-based.
strategy stuff.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I
I
like
think
to play
that's why I
Battlefield
like
a lot.
Destiny PvE because it's team strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say about yourself? Any things you got going on? You can give us your streaming schedules, and that's for everybody. So
I stream all the time.
that's true.
I should start at 8 a.m. I'm trying to get back on that schedule, but I had some 4 a.m. nights because I belong to an Australian clan in Destiny. So we're sometimes up super late. Well, for them, it's broad daylight. For me, it's super late. And I've been working more on fleshing out my YouTube channel. So I'll put 12s on there every week, and I'll do like different things for my stream. I have some how-tos for kindergartens.
I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of voices.
Yeah, I meant to record some stuff today, but I took a nap instead. So
That's awesome.
I
You're
love
so
naps,
good.
man.
So I
They're
took a
great.
nap instead.
Oh.
All right. What about McCarty? We'll just go in the circle. But you got anything going on?
Yeah, so I stream Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to midnight, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been starting a little bit later at like 10 lately just because it's nice to have a little bit extra time in the evenings with my wife. But typically 9. I do a lot of Destiny, a lot of PvE stuff. I like hard PvE, like challenges, like soloing dungeons or soloing like team-based encounters. Things that can really challenge my own play style, because ultimately it makes me a better team player. Like the more I can do solo, then the better team player I can be. I always hate being the weakest link when it comes to something like raids. And I think back to like my Destiny 1 days, like playing on console, and like when raids first came out, like I was always really bad. And so like that was something that like I worked and built, and like through repetition is all that.
Excuse me.
John just died a little bit. And then I do a lot of PvP stuff, usually at least 1 to 2 days a week. My friends and I do like a PvP night where we'll do Call of Duty Warzone, we'll do Valorant, Overwatch, something along those lines. So we do that, 1 to 2 nights a week, just to get a little bit of a break from the Destiny grind right now while things are kind of slow.
Yeah.
That's pretty it.
Well, I told Tex that we'll get that Garden of Salvation completion done at some point.
For sure. We need to get a checkpoint. Honestly,
Yeah.
the smart thing would be to have a checkpoint and just finish that out.
Yeah. No, I agree. And what about you, Wikit?
Schedules have been kind of goofy because of the whole pandemic thing. So right now, Tuesdays at reset till probably about 5 or 6, maybe 7, and then it's time to log off and do the 9 o'clock little show. Gotta do the shameless plug.
No, that's what we're here for, man.
Destiny After Dark. Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. So I do that. That's something that just got started up. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays, right now I have it set to start at 9 p.m., but I always try and get on earlier. And Fridays are 7 p.m., and all of these are until just whenever I pass out. I just play until I can't play anymore.
I really enjoyed.
Any other days are just bonus. You can't pass this up, can you?
No, definitely, certainly not. Not now. Now that I know, of course not. Oh man! All right, I need to get. Is it the channel name is Destiny After Dark, right?
It's Destiny_After_Dark.
Okay, because I really enjoyed the first episode, so hopefully we'll get some more people for you all for the next one.
It'll be fun, man.
It will.
It was a great time, for the first time doing something like that I've ever been a part of. I had a blast. I had a pure blast. Okay, that's as far as it goes, man. There you go, Mom. That's as far as it goes.
I think there's
baby.
like some Twitch TOS kind of stuff. So
yeah, if I go any further, the channel will get shut down. Can't do that, John.
What a way to go, John.
I'm sorry, man. Well, I also stream from 5 to 9 every weekday, and I'm also I'm probably not going to happen this week because I'm just gonna rest and take it easy. But doing some YouTube stuff, and we got the podcast every Saturday. So, and I'm also trying to put together raids every Thursday and Friday with other streamers to help out with the networking and stuff. And yeah, other than that, I spend time with this guy right here. So, let's get to our question. I can't hear anybody right now, but what is an exotic weapon that you'd like to have in Destiny? What's the weapon archetype? So like shotgun, sidearm, pulse rifle, and what was a unique perk for the gun that you'd like to see?
I thought about this one last night. I pre-read for once.
I appreciate it, man.
It could be one of two archetypes.
Archetypes.
Either a scout or a hand cannon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know we have stasis coming where you can freeze things, and we don't know everything that we can do with it. But this gun, you could have it do it a couple of different things. But the biggest perk is it can freeze things. So what would happen is, let's say you're in PvP. You 2-tap a guardian in the head, or you hit him with a headshot, it will freeze him. Second one, it could kill him. You know, because there's some hand cannons that are 2-taps already.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you miss that shot after so many seconds, you know, like let's say you miss that shot, they automatically unfreeze. You do 2 bodies in a head or something like that, freezes them. You got to get that force shot in to shatter them. If not, you miss that shot, they automatically unfreeze. Your teammates can't do damage to them. It's just your gun.
Okay.
You can do that with a hand cannon or with a scout, and then for like PvE, yeah, you can destroy the little minor ads, but maybe a big boss, maybe it does a freeze where it makes that a crit spot. Kind of, you know how like Divinity, you make the whole thing a crit spot?
Yeah.
Instead of doing the whole thing, you just have that spot that got hit with the freeze, and that's the crit spot for so long.
I like that. You got anything, McCarty?
Ooh, over to me.
Yeah, why not? Mixing
I've
it
done
up.
several of these, so I'm constantly at a like
I know, me
iteration
too.
of trying to find something new. So mine would be a melee weapon, but instead of a sword, it would be like a gauntlet. Like something like, think like Thanos style, right? Like this is your, like, it's like a melee weapon.
Okay.
And it would override your current melee. So if you had it out, just like swords override your melee if you have them equipped. And it would allow you to do kind of like the orb does with Ruinous or with like Sentinel. Like it would have like a block and like a heavy and light attack and a ranged. And it would, like, your block would allow you to just like become invincible, but you couldn't move, right? Like you can not take any damage, but you can't move. And then like your range attack would allow you to do like crazy damage, but if you're too close, then it's gonna hurt you. So it has to be like a little, I'd call it like pain and punishment. So where, like, you know, if you use it, there's always like a risk reward, like kind of like how a lot of guns now, like, you know, Touch of Malice or Ruinous or Tommy's, like you can use some really cool things with them, but if you overuse them, you're gonna hurt yourself. It's kind of the same thing. Like instead of using ammunition, it would just use like your life force. So it'd be like you have to be very
awesome.
like picking, like no like ammo and then go to life force. Like it'd be strictly life force based or, you know, health based. And then so you'd have to be really, really particular with like how you use it.
Sounds really interesting. You got any ideas, Dai?
I would do like this exotic grenade launcher that you know, with a lightweight frame and spike nades and like maybe rangefinder, and then it has like the special perk that allows the nade to fire in a straight line. Exotic
mountaintop coming soon.
So would this be a heavy, or would this be kinetic, or would it be special? What kind of ammo are we looking at?
I actually think they're gonna bring mountaintop back as an exotic.
You think so?
I kind of think.
Oh, that would be
I've
interesting.
heard that idea. Yeah. It's
and then
just
it
too
would
good of a
stay
weapon.
forever. Thank goodness. That's just what
I
we
think
don't
it
need.
should have been an exotic anyway.
Yeah, I think
honestly.
as an exotic it would be fine because you could balance it. I think
you wouldn't be able to pair anarchy with it and just destroy things. Yeah.
Your loadouts would be considerably more restricted if you made it an exotic.
Bring back machine guns. But no, I don't think it should be a heavy. There aren't many.
Yeah, make it a heavy.
Oh,
if you're gonna do that, make it a heavy. Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be a heavy.
I think it needs to be one shot though in PvP. Like you only get one round instead of like two.
I'd be down with that if all green ammo weapons were one shot.
I'd be okay with all green ammo weapons being one shot.
Hey,
That would make me happy. Make
Stop.
it more of a primary
Let
game
go.
and more
Let go.
like,
Let go,
hey,
let go, let
you
go.
actually need to like get in there and
And
fight.
just drop it to no
Yeah.
special until you pick it up.
Honestly, I want hand cannons to be great again. So
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I don't necessarily want to nerf anything, but yeah, I would like the green and purple stuff to be a little bit more under control. But
Yeah, I think they
yeah,
said
I
that they
loved
want to
hand
make that
cannons
stuff
back when I
more
used to use 'em.
useful.
Yeah, primary ammo is just kind of crap right now.
I don't think I liked when you didn't spawn with special. Like, and that was
I
a
did
Destiny
too.
1 thing when like no one spawned and like they were more often like special popped up just like heavy did. Only it'd be every 15 seconds or 30 seconds another special spot would. I liked because it made special frequent, but it also made it much more strategic, and you had to earn it. Like,
I also I don't really have a problem with heavy in PvP right now. I think it's fine, except I like what they do in Mayhem where it spawns in different places around the map.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see that like in regular games and comp.
I
So
think
that
the only
people
place
don't just
heavy
sit
is
and
really an
camp.
issue is like Gambit.
I don't think
Yeah.
heavies are. I don't know. I play a lot of Gambit, and
Yeah.
I'd like to see them switch up Gambit to where if it stays around, that everybody can grab heavy at one time, like they did with Crucible.
PvP.
Oh, you mind?
Yeah, yeah, because that you have so many people that run up to it because like maybe you're gonna invade, you're gonna be that a-hole like me where you jump in with truth or 1K and you go wipe the whole team in like a shot or two. Then you have those others that are grabbing swords, using it to kill bosses. So why not allow us all to have it?
see, I use a double heavy ammo fighter, like double grenade launcher ammo fighter for Anarchy or double sword, and it's not an issue. If I'm actually killing stuff and playing the game, I get more than enough heavy. I'm usually topped off to where if I go to grab heavy in the middle of the game, I'll be like, oh, I don't need to grab this. I have full ammo.
I think the only people that hurts is invaders though, because if invaders are typically like guarding the bank before they invade, so I think you're statistically killing less. But a lot of blueberries aren't cognizant of the invader is the one who should probably take heavy right now. I'll get mine to spawn in the round.
And see, I go in and I just blow everything up trying to get heavy the whole time because I try and consistently invade. I'm trying to go in there and drop 30 something kills at invading every single time I go in there. I'm trying to wipe every single time, so I want my heavy.
See, and I play with invaders who actually help clear ads like that. Yeah. So they get their ammo. What's really messed up though is I've noticed in some of my games, like I'll actually have to grab heavy in some games before it'll even consider dropping a heavy for me.
Really?
It's less common now, but I've had games where it would never drop heavy unless I grabbed it. But
I feel like heavy spawns more often if you're on if it's the second round and you're on the losing team. I don't know if anybody else
I do
has
Gambit
noticed
Prime.
That. Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't do regular Gambit. I did that the other day, and it drove me up a wall because I never had ammo ever, like anything. I was there was no ammo. Gambit Prime, there's so much ammo dropping. It's amazing.
I'm curious to see what Gambit's going to look like when they do some kind of new hybrid combining the two.
I'm very
I'm curious
about
what
that.
Gambit's going to look like in the fall.
I hope
Are
they
gonna
fix
do a
the.
hybrid?
They said only one mode was going to stay, but they didn't say like they were picking necessarily one of the two.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be Prime.
Regular Gambit.
I don't think it's going to be Prime that stays. I think we're going to get one single Gambit mode that's got a little bit of both.
I hope they keep the armor set because I know not everybody likes the armor set, but I like the armor set.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my stuff done so I can delete the armor set.
Yeah, I don't like the armor set thing. I like the fact that it's the only set in the game that actually does set bonuses. I would like to see more set bonus armor.
That's what I would like as well.
I want to see a raid set armor like the Gambit set that you have on the raid armor set, then you instinctively you don't have to find certain mods and I want loot that is specific to the encounters that you want to have to
with
use
intrinsic perks.
With intrinsic perks.
Yeah.
Here's my issue. Give me more vault space if that's what they're going to do, because my whole point in trying to get these triumphs done is to delete and make room because they still haven't given me a way to make ornaments, even though they're giving me more armor sets. So space is a real issue.
I'm hoping it's going to be once it's unlocked in your collections and you'll just be able to pay. They need to say how transmog's going to work. I'm hoping it's going to be.
Yeah, man, they really should.
My hope is it's once you've unlocked it and it's unlocked in your collections, then you'll be able to go back and transmog it without keeping the physical piece. But yeah, my vault is capped right now because I have so many pieces that I'm I want to have these sets. I don't want to delete them. It'd be a pain to go back and get them again.
Yep. 100%.
All right. well, I think that's gonna do it for us today, y'all. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate everybody like being willing to talk and chill out and stuff. And I think it was a good discussion. So hope to see y'all again soon. And we'll be hitting up some more people to find out who's gonna be on next week. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. And yeah, we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.
No
Bye,
problem.
guys.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.